from a perspective of someone who has been in law enforcement, as well as someone who has participated in bodyguarding or protecting celebrities, what is it about men who are celebrities and abuse? Like, why is that so? Do you feel like it's so common that women are like, hey, these celebrities are abusers, they're sexual assaulters? Why is there such a connection with that in such abundance, do you feel?
If I was to speak on a personal level, which I can only say on a personal level, it has to do with money. You understand? See, they learn, if you notice, those people learn from a different aspect. Remember the song Money, Power, and Respect? They got that money, which they thought they had power and they should have respect. But we learned, if you learn from where I came from, and if you from any hood in America, you got to get the respect first, which give you the power. And somehow you make money. You understand? They got it ass backwards. So they see through a different window. I've seen guys, let me just say, all these guys that y'all see as superstars, they used to beg to jump in the picture. Right. From your Jay-Z, you understand? From your Mace, your camera, they used to jump to be in the picture with everybody. And now they be like, they don't want to be in the picture. They don't want to be seen. Used to have them at the door, begging to get in. Now, they send their PAs. They send their publicists. Yo, make sure I just walk in. I ain't waiting on no line. That money does a lot of strange things. You ever heard the thing? You'll do a little strange for a little change?
Right.
That's how they go.
Being the background of the law enforcement, right?
Right.
Is Diddy going to jail?
I think that the easiest thing to do is to get somebody on some money laundering. Diddy have over 18 companies that he was dealing with. He put every business in his children's name or his mother's name. I don't think any of those businesses are straight into his name. So it's got to be some shadiness going on somewhere. The government wouldn't ask for all the IRS papers. You understand? All the tax papers for the last 3 years of any of his companies if they didn't think something was going on. You understand? So if he doesn't go for any of the assaults or something like that, I don't know. It may be something having to do with tax evasion, money laundering, or something like that. Or maybe even drugs or something. Because they had that guy, Jonathan Odie. Yeah. You understand? They was talking.
Now, we know that there are men who are abusive to women and treat the opposite sex in a certain manner. But we do know there's a lot of women who look for that quick payday. You got the groupies, they're trying to get the baby, or they're trying to find a way to connect with the artist. Do you think there's a larger percentage of women who are just crying wolf, or do you think more of it is genuine?
I didn't look at it in that perspective. I look at it as that whatever they can prove,
sure,
you understand, is what they're gonna go after. You had a young lady said, this man beat me till I lost my baby, punched me in my head, kicked me in the stomach. And nobody believed her. Gina. Mm-hmm. She got on Tasha K saying the whole story, and nobody believed her.
I have a different question because it's interesting. You're in law enforcement, but I know you also had relationships with certain street dudes. when you're dealing with personalities like that, is there such thing as a good street dude or a bad street dude, or do you view them as the same kind of?
Bruh, I'm a street dude that just went to college, got my degree, got a good job. You understand?
Right.
I could tell you that the light pole was my lamp and the curb was my pillow. But that don't mean I have to do what people who make their living in the street do.
Right.
And you have individuals that'll sit here and have a conversation with you and have fun and joy, and then they'll leave somebody's head on the stoop. You got dudes that'll make that money and hustle hard like he was a 9 to 5, working 12 hours a day, and blow that 50,000 on a chain, a ring, a car, or throwing it up at the strippers. Your character has more to do with how you was raised, who you respect. You understand?
Yeah.
So to say street dudes, I met doctors that were street dudes. I met lawyers that were street dudes.
Now, you're a pretty big guy. You probably could have had your way in the streets. Probably could have made a lot of street money. What made you decide law enforcement, and what made you go that route?
Well, I was an investigator for child abuse.
Right.
I worked in the schools before I first came out. I worked with the youth, and I'd rather have a slow nickel than a fast dollar any day.
Amen. I'm glad.
Ain't nothing wrong with a slow nickel, brother. A slow nickel build communities. A slow nickel keep you home with your girl. A slow nickel, you understand, gives you situations like you have right now.
No, it's man. You said something right there. I need to write that down. Seeing the way the hip hop industry is right now, and knowing that you work with kids, what is something you tell them, like, as far as if you see them idolizing like some of the artists that you see today?
Well, first of all, if you believe in God,
Amen.
first God said, don't have no idols. No false idols. And when he said that, when you look at those people that you think are somebody, or they all that, they just regular people with a little bit more money. Me and Puff used to get into arguments. You broke ass cop? I say, broke ass cop? I say, you got a ring, I got a ring. You got a watch, I got a watch. You got a chain, I got a chain. You got a car, I got a car. You got a house. You ain't got none that I don't have, brother. You understand? It might be different values, but you don't have nothing I don't have. I ask the kids, love the things that you have, not that you want. When you look at things and you start idolizing things that you want, you put it in a perspective that will get you in trouble. You understand? When you want those fancy cars or you want the jewelry, there's nobody in the streets that got something or has something that I didn't have. And I went to work for it every day. And I never had to look over my shoulder or worry if the cops was gonna knock at my door.